It is 3 in the morning. The house is silent, the world outside is asleep, and the only light in the room comes from the cold blue glow of a computer monitor or the harsh backlight of a smartphone screen. You are exhausted, perhaps stressed from the day, seeking that quick hit of dopamine to settle your brain, to help you sleep, or simply to feel something other than the grind of daily life. You are sitting in your chair, maybe an expensive, ergonomic office chair, maybe the edge of your bed, or perhaps a gaming seat that you have occupied for the last 6 hours. You slide forward slightly, slouching, your hips flexed, your weight shifting away from your sit bones and settling deep into the soft tissue of the perineum. You begin your routine. It feels familiar. It feels harmless. It feels like the only private moment you have. I need you to stop right there. Freeze that image in your mind, because what you are doing in this exact position, in this posture of seemingly relaxed indulgence, is not merely a bad habit. It is a slow, methodical act of self-destruction. As a specialist in pelvic neurophysiology, I have spent decades mapping the intricate electrical grid that powers male sexual function, and I am telling you now, with the utmost urgency, that by masturbating in a seated position, you are physically pinching, crushing, and asphyxiating the main electrical cable that powers your erection. You are not just releasing tension, you are creating a repetitive stress injury that leads to permanent desensitization, erectile dysfunction, and a condition known as hard flaccid syndrome. To understand why this is happening, we must strip away the taboo and look strictly at the anatomy of the pelvis. This is mechanics, pure and simple. Pure. There is a specific nerve, the pudendal nerve, that is responsible for nearly every sensation of pleasure you feel in the genital region. It carries the signal from the skin of the penis, the glands, and the urethra, back to the spine and up to the brain. This nerve does not float freely in space. It runs through a very specific, very narrow architectural tunnel in your pelvis, known as Alcock's Canal. This canal is bounded by stiff ligaments and the pelvic bone. When you stand, the canal is open. The nerve breathes. But when you sit, specifically when you sit and lean forward, which is the universal posture men adopt during masturbation to look at a screen or focus on the act, you change the geometry of the pelvis completely. You are no longer resting your weight on the ischial tuberosities, the sit bones, designed to take the load. Instead, you roll forward, driving the weight of your upper body directly into the perineum, the soft area between the scrotum and the anus. You are literally crushing the pudendal nerve between the hard ridge of your pelvic bone and the unforgiving surface of your chair. Think about what happens when you fall asleep on your arm. You wake up and the limb is dead. It is heavy, foreign, and utterly numb. This is called neuropraxia, a temporary interruption of nerve conduction due to compression. Now, imagine doing that to your arm every single day, sometimes for 20, 30, or 40 minutes at a time. Eventually, the nerve doesn't bounce back. The numbness becomes the baseline. This is exactly what millions of men are doing to their penis. I see this in my clinic every week. A patient, let's call him Mark, came to me recently. He was 32 years old, physically fit, with no history of diabetes or heart disease. He sat across from me, terrified, explaining that he could no longer feel the texture of fabric against his skin down there. He couldn't achieve an erection with his partner because the physical sensation wasn't triggering the reflex. He told me, "Dr. Coleman, it feels like I'm touching someone else's body. It's muted. It's distant." Mark thought he had low testosterone. He didn't. He had pudendal neuralgia caused by 15 years of chronic masturbation in a slouching seated posture. He had conditioned his body to associate sexual arousal with nerve compression. This leads to the phenomenon known as death grip. Because you are compressing the nerve while stimulating it, the signal is weak. To compensate, you unconsciously grip harder. You apply more friction, more speed, and more pressure just to get the signal through the compressed tunnel. You are training your brain that the only way to reach climax is through high-pressure abrasion that is impossible to replicate during actual intercourse. You are destroying the sensitivity of the nerve endings while simultaneously crushing the root of the nerve itself. It is a vicious cycle of deadening sensation that ends in total impotence. You are mechanically crushing the signal, creating a dead zone. But sensation is only half the equation. Even if your nerves were firing perfectly, they cannot trigger an erection if the arteries feeding the tissue are clogged with sludge. I have placed a vital guide in the first link below on the vascular pressure blueprint. How mature men are flushing out arterial plaque to restore full, rigid blood flow naturally. We must move beyond the nerves now and look at the hydraulics, because the seated posture is a double-edged sword. It destroys the electricity, but it also kinks the hose. This is the vascular geometry trap. Your erection is a hydraulic event. It requires a massive, unimpeded rush of blood through the internal pudendal arteries. These arteries branch off from the larger femoral systems deep in the hips. Visualize a garden hose. If water is flowing freely, the hose is stiff and pressurized. Now, imagine bending that hose at a 90-degree angle, which is exactly what your hips are doing when you sit. The flow is restricted. The pressure drops. Now add the weight of your body leaning forward, compressing the soft tissue where those arteries run. You are asking your heart to pump blood uphill, through a bent straw, into a compressed area. The human body is incredibly adaptive. If you consistently masturbate in this seated, kinked position, your body learns to function under low-flow conditions. You are training your vascular system that sexual time equals low-pressure time. This is why so many men find themselves humiliated when they try to perform standing up, perhaps in the shower, or simply holding their partner against a wall. Their body has no idea how to maintain an erection against gravity because it has spent years, perhaps decades, only functioning in a collapsed, seated state. I recall another case, a young man named David, a programmer who spent his life in a chair. He came to me with a condition that is becoming an epidemic among young men, hard, flaccid syndrome. His penis was in a constant state of semi-rigid contraction. It felt rubbery, cold to the touch, and retracted. He was in constant, low-level pain. When we analyzed his history, the pattern was undeniable. He would spend hours gaming, and then, in that same chair, engage in his private routine. What David didn't realize, and what you need to understand, is that when you compress the pudendal nerve and restrict blood flow, the muscles of the pelvic floor go into panic mode. They sense the threat. To protect the traumatized nerve, the pelvic floor muscles lock up in a chronic spasm. They become hypertonic. These tight muscles then strangle the blood vessels further, preventing blood from entering the penis properly, and worse, preventing it from draining correctly. This is why you might experience weak ejaculation, where the fluid just dribbles out rather than shooting with force. The muscles that are supposed to pump rhythmically are frozen in a defensive crouch. The numbness you feel, that slight hesitation in your erection, isn't just getting older. It is a repetitive stress injury. You are giving yourself carpal tunnel syndrome of the pelvis. You are effectively sitting on your own supply line, cutting off the oxygen and the electrical signals required for you to be a man. Decompressing the nerve is the immediate fix to stop the damage. But to inflate the tissue fully, you need clear highways for the blood to travel. Do not ignore the resource below regarding the vascular pressure blueprint, how mature men are flushing out arterial plaque to restore full, rigid blood flow naturally. So, how do we reverse this? How do we salvage the nerve and retrain the vascular system before the damage becomes permanent? The solution requires a radical shift in your habits. You must change the geometry. You must stop masturbating in a chair. Period. There are no exceptions. The fix is to engage in this activity either standing up or lying flat on your back. The supine position. Let us analyze why standing is the superior, albeit challenging, corrective mechanism. When you stand, your hips are in extension. The angle opens up to 180 degrees. The kink in the hose is unbent. The femoral and pudendal arteries have a straight shot from the heart to the pelvis. Furthermore, and most importantly, the sit bones are not bearing weight. Alcock's canal is decompressed. The nerve is free to conduct signals without interference. However, I must warn you, the first few times you attempt this, it will feel different. It might even feel difficult. You may find yourself losing your erection. Do not panic. This is expected. Your brain has associated the seated slouch with arousal. It relies on the artificial pressure of the chair against the perineum to feel safe and stimulated. When you stand, you remove that crutch. You are forcing your body to generate an erection using only its own internal blood pressure and nerve signaling, fighting against gravity, just as nature intended. If standing is too difficult initially, or if your balance is compromised, you must use the supine position, lying flat on your back, legs straight or knees slightly bent, but with no pressure on the perineum. This mimics the open hip geometry of standing, but removes the gravity challenge. It allows the pelvic floor to relax completely, dropping the guard dog response of the muscles. I have seen men recover from years of desensitization simply by getting out of the chair. It takes time. The nerve heals slowly, about 1 millimeter per month, but the feeling does return. The texture of the sheets will start to feel distinct again. The temperature sensitivity will come back. The death grip will no longer be necessary because the sensors are finally turned on. You have to understand that your environment dictates your biology. If you treat your sexuality as a desk job, your body will give you the sexual function of a piece of office furniture, static, rigid, and lifeless. The chair is your enemy. It is a tool for work, not for pleasure. Every time you sit to seek release, you are tightening the noose around your own potential. This is a documentary of your own making. You have been writing a tragedy with your posture, but you can rewrite the ending starting tonight. Stand up. Unkink the hose. Let the signal return. Force your body to remember what it feels like to function as a powerful, upright biological machine, not a collapsed figure in the dark. This channel is dedicated to uncovering the silent physiological habits that are destroying men's health from the inside out. We do not deal in comforting lies. We deal in clinical reality. If you want to continue this journey of reclaiming your vitality and understanding the machinery of your own body, I invite you to subscribe to the channel right now. We are building a narrative of recovery, one chapter at a time. Do not let this be the last time you hear the truth. Join us and let's rebuild what has been broken.